Suppose you are starting a SaaS business. Let's just say you and I are starting a SaaS business. And now we're wondering, okay, how do we fund this thing? Do we go raise money? Do we bootstrap it? Do we do friends and family? Do we do a pre-seed, seed? Do we try to go for a Series A because we're experienced founders? There's a plethora of options for fundraising today, but there's a specific set of steps to follow if you are starting a SaaS business today and you want to fundraise the right way. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through my principles. Intro. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Unstoppable. On this channel, I help SaaS startup founders like you navigate the path to product market fit, navigate the path to the next stage of growth. I drop a video like this every Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday. So if you are new to this channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button and that bell icon so that you get notified when I drop an episode with the TK energy. If you're also part of this community already, welcome back. It's really awesome to have you here. Okay, so in this video, I'm gonna walk you through the 3 principles that I would follow if I were to start a SaaS business today on how I would go about fundraising. Now, as a startup founder, there's more options available to you than ever before when it comes to fundraising to help fund the start of your SaaS business. However, there's actually still a specific set of steps to follow, and raising money as the first step is never a good idea. So let's dig into the 3 steps that I would follow, knowing everything that I know about building and scaling SaaS businesses, both from the ToutApp journey and the Marketo journey, very different SaaS businesses. So if you want to go into number 1, smash that like button and let's dig in. Number 1 is, before you even think about fundraising, before you talk to an investor, number 1, needless to say, is define your idea. And by the way, notice that I said define your idea, don't start coding. This is one of the core principles that I teach inside of my SaaS school, where I help founders validate their idea and actually get their first 10 customers. Now, you want to actually define your idea in a very specific way. You want to figure out what your ideal customer is and also what your total addressable market is. If you want to figure out your total addressable market, I did an entire video on this. It's one of our most popular videos. You can check it out here. I'll link to it below, but you want to watch this first. The number 1 is, how do you actually define your idea? All right, go in and actually flesh out what is your ideal customer, what is your TAM, what is the core idea, what does it mean, and most importantly, is it actually a real problem to be solved? Now, how do you answer that part? That brings me to step number 2. Step number 2 is, once you've defined your idea, you need to actually validate your idea. You need to actually go in and figure out, there's 2 important things you really need to validate about your idea. And that is whether it's urgent and whether it's important. Urgent and important for this group of people, this ICP that you are going after. If you got an idea that is important but not urgent, people won't pay. If it's important but it's not urgent, people won't pay attention. So you want to target ideas and problems that are urgent and important. You'll be able to validate it. Now, those are the first 2 steps, okay? Let's pause here for a second before I go to the 3rd step, which is really about fundraising and how to approach this the right way. Now, 2 things. 1, if you really want to dig into how do you actually define your idea, how do you validate your idea, I have a 10-point SaaS checklist, completely free. You can check out the link below. I'll tell you more about it at the end of this video. More importantly, the reason I'm having you spend so much time in really defining it and validating it is because of one thing. What you really want to understand is, do you have a problem that you're solving that is important and urgent for a very large group of people? Because the biggest thing you want to figure out before you get in front of an investor, before you pitch them on anything, is understanding, do you have a venture scale idea? Now, here's the thing. There is an immense amount of opportunities that exist in SaaS today. You can check out this video where I talk about SaaS opportunities and ideas for the next 5 years. You can check it out. I'll link to it below as well. You don't have to switch right now. The real thing you want to figure out is, there's so many great ideas for SaaS businesses. Not all of them are venture scale. And while it's true that there's more venture capital money available today than ever before, even for SaaS, the truth is the bar for a venture scale idea, the bar for getting funded, is higher than ever. Which is why you really want to do the work to identify if you have an important and urgent idea, and you want to do the work to validate your idea. You want to do the work to understand whether you have a venture scale idea or not. Are you starting to get this? If you are starting to get this, let me just get a yes in the comments below. Also smash that like button. Both of them are fine. It'd be awesome. It means the world to us. And it tells YouTube that we're creating valuable content, and that's how our channel grows. And that's what we want. We want to help as many SaaS founders like you as possible. Now let's move on to number 3. Once you've done those 2 steps, and let's just say you've defined your idea, you've actually validated it, and you have a venture scale idea, this is the next thing that I would figure out when it comes to fundraising. What I would figure out is, do I want to go raise on promise or do I want to go raise on numbers? This is one of the most important decisions you as a startup founder will have to make when it comes to fundraising. Now, what does this mean? Raising on promise, that pitch is very different than raising on numbers. Now, if you're raising on promise, basically you get in front of an investor and you say, hey, we have this incredible idea. Here's my track record on ideas, if you have a track record. Here's how I've thought about the idea. Here's how I've validated the idea. Now, there's a lot more work to do. We got to build it. We got to go build our go-to-market machine. We got to get revenues going, but it's going to be awesome. We want to raise some money. That's what you call raising on promise. And raising on promise, when done at the right time with the right scale idea, is the best way to fundraise, because you might be in for a long haul to actually get to your proof point. So raising before that, raising on promise, is a very powerful way to cash in on the money and use that money to really, really take your time to vet out the idea. Now, it used to be that raising on promise used to just only be available for founders with prior experience, prior wins. But these days, there are actual pre-seed funds. So you have seed rounds, you have Series A, you have Series B, but now there's pre-seed. And because you've got pre-seed, these funds are all about getting in super early when you've got barely a product, barely any revenues, usually no revenues, and they want to bet on really interesting entrepreneurs. So you actually have an opportunity to pitch these funds and raise money on promise. And this principle on raising on promise versus numbers will exist in different inflection points in your business, but it's particularly true when you're just starting out. Now you might be asking, okay, TK, well, why wouldn't you always raise on promise? That's a great question. The reason is it can be very dilutive. You can give away a big chunk of your company because you're raising on so much promise. There's barely anything there. The price of the stock that you sell to the investors could be really high and you lose a good chunk of your company. The alternative is to raise on numbers. What does that mean? Raising on numbers means not only do you validate the idea, you go in and define your idea, then you actually write code, then you validate it with an unstoppable sales funnel. We teach that in the program. And then you start to generate some revenues. Once you start generating some revenues, and let's just say you've got a really humming machine, went through your friends and family, you started getting a lot of customers signing up and saying, oh my God, I need this. Then you can go in and say, hey, I want to raise on numbers. And what that means is like, look, with barely anything, we've been able to validate the idea, get a product together with our team, and we're starting to sell it. Can you just imagine what's going to happen with these numbers, say 6 months from now or a year from now? This is why we're raising. We're raising so we can hire some more engineers. We're raising so we can hire more salespeople. That's when you're raising on numbers. And the thing is, because you're raising on existing numbers and proof points, your valuation can be better. You can raise at a better term. Maybe you don't need to go the pre-seed route. You can actually go raise a seed round. I've seen entrepreneurs that just go out and raise a Series A because they're just have so much of a track record and they've validated certain things. So then you're going in and saying, look, this is not as risky as some of these other things. We're starting to see the numbers, and you go and raise that. This is one of those things that you have to kind of navigate as a startup founder. Do you do this now and raise on promise, or do you have enough conviction around your idea? Is there enough proof points? Do you have enough of a framework to follow to start generating some revenues? And based on that, you say, I want to raise an even bigger round. I want to raise at a better valuation. And that's one of the calls that you can make. So if I were to start a SaaS business today, what I would do is I would really define the idea, get super specific about the ICP and the TAM. I'll include the TAM video down below. I also have an ICP video. I'll include that down below as well. You can check that out. Then I would validate the idea. This is a very specific process that I teach inside of my SaaS School. Then I would figure out if this is a venture scale idea. And then I would figure out, okay, based on everything that I have, do I just want to go generate some revenues first, or do I want to go raise on promise right now? Now, you might be wondering, well, how do I go raise on promise, or how do I go raise on numbers? I have an entire playlist on how to actually raise capital, whether it's through angel investors or through a fund. You can check that out here. It tells you how to create a pitch deck, how to actually find the right angel investors. I'll link to it below as well. So those are a bunch of resources. You can watch some more videos as you dig into each of these parts that I mentioned. Now, if you are building out a SaaS business, you're in those early stages, one thing I would encourage you to do is download my 10-point SaaS checklist. My 10-point SaaS checklist actually has specific questions that you need to answer to do some of these parts, to actually validate your ICP, to actually define your ICP, to figure out if this is urgent and important. So I encourage you to actually download that. You can go to tkkader.com/SaaS-checklist. And you can download that checklist. It's super easy. And you can start to answer some questions. I also run a training every week to help you go through that checklist. So you can check that out as well. And you can check out all the videos below. So now you know how to actually go about funding your initial SaaS idea, how to think about whether you have a venture scale idea or not, and a bunch more resources. You can go check all of those things out by following the links below. You might be thinking, wow, that's a lot. Where do I start? If there's one thing to start, go download my SaaS checklist, because once you do that, it really helps you understand the full breadth of it, and all the other resources are linked from there. All right? Awesome. So if you got value from this video, please smash that like button. If you are new to our channel, I drop a video like this every Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday, so be sure to hit that subscribe button and that bell icon. If you've got a friend who's also building a SaaS business, or a team member who's in it with you, be sure to share this video. It'll mean the world to us. And lastly, remember, everyone needs a strategy for their life and their business, but when you are with us, yours is gonna be unstoppable. I'm TK, and I'll see you in the next video.